Hello, my dear students. This is Sushil, lecturer in physics. I'm very sure that you guys are really tensed about the numericals in physics. That which chapter are they going to ask us question for numericals? Yes, I'm here to help you out. This video is going to explain you that which are the chapters you need to really focus to score that important 10 marks in the numericals. So please watch this video. Do share this video so that you can help your friends in understanding that from where the numericals are going to come.
So, my dear students, I'm sure you must have seen this blueprint already, but let me explain you in detail that how can you attempt the question smartly to get maximum mark. So, this is how your question paper for the year 2024 will be when you get it in the month of March. So 2024, March, when you're writing your exam, I'm expecting that we can predict a question paper having 55 out of 70 marks. So we will be predicting the question paper where you can easily score 55 out of 70. In the coming days, I'm going to upload chapter-wise important questions, which will surely appear in your annual examination paper. Now let's understand how is your paper pattern. You will have 15 questions for your multiple choice questions there. So 15 questions in your MCQ. You will have 5 fill in the blank. There'll be totally 9 questions of 2 marks each. There'll be totally 9 questions of 3 mark each. There'll be totally 6 derivations of 5 marks each. And there'll be totally 4 questions of 5 marks numericals. So this is how your question paper will be. The total number of questions on your question paper when you see will be 48. But now we have a lot of choice and we have to use this smartly. We cannot simply write everything and come. So very smartly, we have to understand our strong points and, attempt those questions. Now, the marks allotted for your MCQ, since it is into one, you'll have 15 marks. Fill in the blanks into one, you'll have 15 marks. 2 marks question, that is 9 twos are 18. Okay, you have 3 into, you have your, 9 questions. Here you have 3 marks, 9 questions. Okay, so 9 threes are 27, and you have 5 marks, 6 questions. So you get 30 marks, and then you have 4 numericals, it is 20. The total is 115. But my dear students, you know that you will be allotted only for 70 marks. You will be getting the total out of 70, the marks out of 70. So it's very important that you have to smartly write the paper, as I said already. Now let's understand. So MCQ compulsory, you need to attempt all the 15 questions. My dear students, I've seen many students, when you do not know MCQ, you leave it blank and you come. Please do not do that mistake. In case say you do not know the answer also, attempt something because there's no negative. It's your board exam. There are no negative markings for any of the MCQ which you write or which you attempt. So do not do that mistake. I've seen many papers, many students all over different colleges. Some of them do not write MCQ, they miss it. One more important instruction, the MCQ has to be written on the first page of your answer sheet. Keep this in mind. So MCQ has to be attempted on the first sheet. Okay, that's the first sheet of your examination paper. Be very careful. Do not do any mistake over there. So in case you don't want to write MCQ, first leave a sheet and then go to the next questions. That is what I suggest my students, that leave your first sheet and then start with 5 mark derivations. So number of questions to be answered in MCQ is 15. Number of filling the blanks, the questions you have to answer is 5. There are 5, and trust me, you can never ever go wrong here. You should not go wrong in MCQ because you have the options already with you. So your common sense is just understand the option belongs to which chapter. That's all you need to do. That's all you have to pick it up. And the 5 marks is already in your pocket. The 2 mark, out of 9 questions, you have to attempt any 5. So that will give you 10 marks. 3 marks also, you have to attempt only 5 questions. That gives you 15 marks. The long derivations, there are totally 6 derivations, my dear students, but you need to attempt only 3, which means you'll be getting 15 marks from there, which means you have a lot of choice in that 5 marks, and you cannot lose that 15 marks at any cost, And next, moving ahead, the numericals. Total, there'll be four numericals. You have to just attempt only two, which means again have a lot of choice in the numericals. I can take chance and understand which numerical is easy for me, and I can score that 10 marks. So, my dear students, if I have to tell you in a very simple way, you cannot lose 5 marks in the filling the blank. You cannot lose 15 marks of derivation, and you cannot lose that 10 marks of numericals. And I'm very sure our students find this numerical difficult. But believe me that there are some techniques, there are some smart way of cracking those numericals. Nothing to panic. In this video, I'll be helping you out. How do you get those 10 marks? How do you get those 10 marks? Yes. So basically, you need to score this 30 marks for sure. This 30 marks for sure. And then I've told you, I will help you to reach this 55 marks. So 30 marks should be in your pocket at any point of time. I hope everybody is getting what I'm speaking in this video. So this is how the blueprint of your question paper will be when you write your physics exam this year. Let's move ahead. Now, this is the blueprint which most of the students are having in the in their hand, and many of the students are saying that okay, the numericals are going to come from electric charges and field itself, because you can see that in this blueprint they have said numerical problem from electric charges and field. They have said numericals problem from current electricity. They have said ray optics will have a numerical. But my dear student, there is a small twist in the physics blueprint this year. This is not like the last year blueprint. Last year, we were very sure from which chapter they are going to ask us numerical. But this year, the physics paper is having a small twist, which I'm going to explain you. Do not worry, do not panic. We can still score that 10 marks. And I am going to help you to score that 10 mark for sure. So listen carefully. The blueprint says you have 11 marks from electric charges and fields. You have got electrostatics 11 marks, current electricity 14, moving charges 12, magnetism 6, electromagnetic induction 8, AC 8, electromagnetic waves 3, ray optics 11, wave optics 7, dual nature 6, atom 4, nuclei 5, and semiconductor 9. But my point of interest is this time the numericals. Even while talking for the derivation, the long answer, they are saying that they're going to ask us from, you know, electrostatic and potential. They say current electricity, they say moving charges and magnetism, and then they have said from wave optics, and you have from dual nature, and one more from semiconductor. So you can see that, the split, the ST stands for the split type, where they're going to break your questions into part, say 3 plus 2, or say plus 2 plus 2 plus 1, or say 1 plus 4. That is how they're going to ask. So if I have to speak on this, I would always suggest you try to avoid the split type of questions. Why? Because I'm going to quote a simple thing. The best example is your chemistry. I'm sure chemistry has a lot of questions in this way, the split type. And there are times where you know one part, say for example, 36A, it's a 3 mark question, and say 36B is a 2 mark question. You know the A question very well, but somewhere you're not, certain about the 36B question, which is going to fetch you 2 marks. So always try to avoid the split type. But if you're confident, you can always attempt that. There's no doubt on that. But I would always suggest go with a direct 5 mark question, because it's easy to score, because you know that which are the important derivations they're going to ask. But when it's a 5 mark split, there is some chance that you may lose. That's my point of view. So if you feel you're comfortable in those chapters, then you can surely attempt the split type from those chapters. You can surely attempt. There's no doubt. Okay. So you can see that numericals, they have asked from, so they have asked from electric charges and field. They have asked from current electricity, and you can see that they're asking from alternating current too. So 4 numericals are done here. And out of this 4, you have to attempt 2. 6 derivations are done here, out of which you have to attempt 3. Now, my dear students, this is not sure. This is not certain that the derivations and numericals are going to come from this chapter. Now, you may ask me why. I will show you what does the blueprint of this year says. So let's move ahead. So you can see that the weightage to the objective questions and the difficult level. So they're going to test around 41 marks for your knowledge, 33 for understanding, application based will be 23, and HOTS, higher order thinking skill questions will be for 18 marks. Yeah. The easy level will be 46. 46 marks will have easy. You'll have around 46 marks on the paper average, and 23 marks will be somewhere difficult. Don't worry about all the statistics. I'm sure you all can really do well and score 100 in physics. That's the confidence we need to have within us that yes, we are going to score that 100 in physics. Now let's move ahead. Yes, this is what I was talking about, the general guidelines for setting the question paper this year. Now, you can see point number one. Point number one, what does it suggest? It says that the variation of 1 mark in each chapter or unit weightage is permitted while preparing the blueprint. Okay. But now you can see point number two. It also says the question paper should be prepared on the basis of blueprint following the weightage of marks fixed for each chapter, which means if electric charges has got 11 marks, they have to set according to the weightage. It has to be 11 marks. It has to be 11 marks. But now comes the twist, my dear student. Read point number 7. It says only one 5 mark numerical problem has to be set from chapters corresponding to a pair of consecutive units. That means from first and second chapter, they can ask you one numerical. Last year, the concept was they told us from which chapter it is. But this year, they're saying either it can be first or second unit, one problem. It can be third and fourth unit, one problem. It can be fifth and sixth unit, one problem. Seventh and eighth unit, one numerical. And say ninth and 10th unit, it can be one numerical. So we are uncertain about the numericals, what they are going to ask, because they have told us that the numerical can be set based on the first and second unit, third and fourth unit, fifth and sixth, seventh and eighth, or ninth and 10th. And see, if you're lucky enough, the person who's preparing the blueprint may follow the same pattern, might follow the same pattern, but we are not sure. There's a probability that we are not sure that, the pattern will come in the same manner. So if you see the blueprint guideline, the general guideline over here, it suggests that only one numerical can be asked from either of the two units. So now let's crack it. Let's crack it. I am going to help you that which are the chapters you really need to focus to score the 10 marks. And I can put money on that yes, these are the chapters where the numericals will come. Okay, so let's move ahead. So as you saw, first and second unit, the weightage of this chapter is for 11 marks and 11 marks each. And the blueprint suggested that they are going to ask you a numerical from electric charges. So I would suggest, my dear students, that prepare for both these chapters. You need to prepare for both these chapter. One numerical and one derivation for sure is going to come in your annual examination paper, for sure. Okay, you will have one numerical and one derivation either from electric charges and field or electrostatic potential and capacitance. If you ask me, I would feel or I would suggest that they may ask this year the numerical from electric charges, because a lot of concept from potential has been removed. So there may be a chance that electric charges and field might come for numerical. And if that comes, we are very lucky, because there are only 2 or 3 derivations in potential chapter for 5 marks. Whereas in charges, there are again 5 derivations. That is the dipole on the axial line, we have on the equatorial line, and we have applications of Gauss law. So there are important derivations in that chapter. So can I say that yes, 90% from this chapter, one numerical and one derivation might come. Next, very important and sure, I can surely put money here, one numerical and one derivation will surely come from current electricity. But yes, now if you observe, third and fourth unit again becomes a problem for us, because either they can ask a numerical from current electricity or moving charges. So if they ask numerical from current electricity, they may not ask derivation from current electricity, my dear students. That's the rule says. If numerical comes from here, then derivation will be from here. If derivation comes from here, then numerical will be from here. That is what the pattern says. So I feel that yes, current electricity is a very important chapter where they may ask you a numerical from that chapter. They may ask you a numerical from that chapter. But what will happen then? A derivation will come from moving charges and magnetism. Are you getting the point? So if numerical comes from current electricity, then yes, derivation might come from moving charges. But current electricity is such an important chapter, they might ask a derivation from there too. Moving ahead, fifth and sixth unit. Fifth and sixth unit. My dear student, here for sure, alternating, they will ask you a numerical. So this is one chapter. Now, if you see, I've covered almost all the three numericals, and you have to just attempt two. You have to just attempt two. So if you thoroughly study electric charges and field, the numericals are very simple. There are hardly four varieties: triangle type, the square type, there is a pith ball problem, and electric field between 2 point charges. Potential problems are also very simple based on capacitance formula. Okay, parallel plate capacitor formula, series parallel formula. Current electricity, you know very well the important concepts over there, the importance of the chapter. And alternating current is one chapter where surely they are going to ask you the numerical. So from fifth and sixth unit, for sure you'll have one numerical, for sure. And if you ask me, I would put the money on alternating current 100%. So this chapter is something very, very important that they are going to ask us numerical for sure. Moving ahead, Unit 8, 7 and Unit 8, ray optics and wave optics. My dear student, 100% one numerical and one derivation will come from this chapter, 100%. Now, ray optics, there are a lot of derivations. So can I say there is a chance that ray optics might come for derivation and wave optics might come for numerical? But the blueprint suggests ray optics as numerical and wave optics as derivation. So anything can happen. Anything can happen here. Yeah. So I hope you're understanding that. Next comes Unit 9 and Unit 10. So I don't think so that any numerical might come from here, but you will have a 5 mark long answer from here. So if you see, my dear students, I have covered all the chapters from which the numericals will come. And hardly, if you see, you are already aware that current electricity and alternating current, if you study, for sure the 10 marks in your pocket. But for safety, I would say go with electric charges and electrostatic potential because they are slightly easy chapter and you can surely score marks there. You can surely score marks. So I hope I'm very clear with this video. I hope you guys have really understood that which chapters you really need to prepare to get that 10 marks. I'm very sure that most of the students are really struggling for the 10 marks because derivations you can really score well. There's no problem in derivation, but the 10 marks is important. So if you ask me, I would say chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter number 7, chapter number 9, and 10. If you study these chapters thoroughly, you can write all the four numericals. You can attempt all the four numericals for sure. All the four numericals. That's where I'm putting the money. But you have to just attempt any two. So if you study these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters, you can surely score that 10 marks 101%. I hope we are clear with this. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Very soon, I'm going to upload chapter wise important questions, and you'll surely see that those questions will be on your paper. It has happened even in the past. You can check out those YouTube videos where we were successfully able to predict the question paper 2023, 2022, all the years. Thank you so much.